unfortunately left our family when I was 5 years old. It was at that time when I met my juggling teacher, Alex Gruzin. Alex would treat me like his own kid, and he became like a father to me. He made me dream. He made me believe that there's a bright future. He made me confident that I can be different. The sad truth is that he passed away before I got to the big stage. It felt like I lost my father second time. But everything I have now, he left it for me.
Do you think they take the inspiration? When is the turning point? When you are 3 years old, 5 years old?
Well, it's a good question. The turning point when you discover that you have talent. Every time you get growth and becoming better, you get so much into it and fall in love in that feeling and adrenaline of always improving. And then you see a potential in yourself. Then you say, okay, I wanted to proceed in that industry to become a professional.
What's the role of the major of the teacher?
I think it has to be a wide balance between how much the teacher pushes the kid and how much he sees the potential and get it developed by itself. The teacher is direction and focus for an inspiring where you go, and for the kid that's what is important from the teaching point.
You talk about talent,
Yes.
and what's the weight between talent and hard work to become a successful circus star as you are?
I believe that there's a 40% talent that you have to possess and believe in. Then you have about 10% of confidence. Then you have another 40% of very hard work and 10% of luck. Everybody will find their talent because every kid has one. It's just a matter of finding.
How many of the people that we're seeing here do you think will really make it till the end?
A lot of talented kids, and I think over 150 students every year. In my opinion, maybe 20% will be a professional and learn, and they can develop their career. Kids here, when they study, it's a start of their life. It's not necessarily they have to be who they want to be right now. It's evolving. The skill that they develop, dedication, confidence, inspiration in the world, wide thinking, self-development, individual searching inside, artistic way of mentality. Those qualities you don't get from being in the school for learning a doctor degree. These are enormous amounts of power they give them, a platform to live their life in a much wider and better.
Maybe even one of them will be a great marketing manager in the future.
And better than maybe the other one that learned just numbers, because some creative way of expressing yourself or adapting to the situation is very powerful.
How many hours a day do they train?
Crazy. So about 12 hours a day, and they do it for 6 days a week. And they decide to become a performer. It's a huge step because no one of them know are they gonna be successful, is it gonna be any great career, or it's gonna fail or not. Nobody knows. It's a risk.
It's kind of different from a normal course of studies where you know that you're gonna study to become a lawyer and pretty much you will become.
It's a big difference. Imagine you are having 40,000 euro and you spend it on education. You go to that college, you go to that university, you have this diploma, that diploma, this. You study hard, you get it. and then you know what job you're gonna get. Here, you study hard, you invest a lot of time, money, and you don't know, are you gonna be talented, successful, performing at all? Nothing. It's like a blind faith of the student to move in front of him. They are driven by confidence and belief. They're not driven by common sense mind of this system, educational system, that give them result on the plate. You are just self-confident teenager that just believe he will be talented or developing stuff. Circus is wider than we ever think. It's a combination of so many things. It can be combined so many ways and produce so different colors. I was 5, 6. We didn't have any videos. We didn't have any YouTubes at that time, obviously. And we read books. My teacher was so beautiful for kids, for us, inspiring. He brought different books, different stories about other artists. There was one book, encyclopedia of circus arts in Soviet Union. And every act is described in words what they do on stage. Like, here comes the juggler, the light on spot on him immediately, the energy is enormous, audience quiet, he tosses 3 balls in the air, he does double pirouette, he stops. My imagination was just exploding how it's actually there. So I was not actually showing what happens, I was given to imagine. I love that. I think we're missing that right now. Right now it's different. You YouTube something, you Google it, you see it exactly what it is. For me, interesting how they get inspired. I think they get inspired by career, by achievements, by major things. Not so subtle like we used to do it before. It might change the way they shift in their career or make decisions differently. Because it's a bigger difference how we study and how the kids study right now.
How do you see circus evolving with the technology, the digital approach?
Adult audience can be overwhelmed by visual effects and disregard the real performance. But if you take a real child, he will be so bored of all this and he will miss that little triple toss juggling.
Okay.
You know, he will be more impressed with the plain stage, with one spotlight, one guy come and do this with the juggling. They were so impressed, rather than I do just nothing and then a lot of fame rush around me. You know, so I think the most true audience is the kid, and we have to not forget that. As an adult, we lose that child inside of us, and therefore we forget what we're actually looking for and what is actual entertainment and what is false. So we have to always combine properly the things and make one thing priority as a skill. It's a showcase in the skill. There's a priority. The rest is just furniture.
How do you see creativity spreading?
Creativity is equal out of the box. So if you close yourself in the box, you're not going to be creative. You will be productive. You will be maybe focused on a financial structure or something like that. But when you want to be creative, you are sharing, you're exploring, and you first of all brainstorming. Do not be afraid of come up with a crazy idea that even you think that somebody will laugh at. And this is where the idea is born. From crazy ideas, some little things. Brainstorming is number one key to be creative. Art is pushing your boundaries, pushing your limit, especially in circus. Circus is this motivation of physical ability of human body.
3